My friend, how long has it been since you took the time to explore the beautiful world out there? Today, let us take you through the most magical lands of Venezuela, the rough gem of South America. Venezuela is one of the countries with the most diverse terrain in South America. To the east are green plains stretching to the horizon. To the southwest, mountain ranges thousands of meters high stand tall against the blue sky, their peaks covered in snow all year round. And majestic waterfalls with white columns of water pouring from a height of hundreds of meters. Venezuelan culture is equally diverse and unique, with a unique blend of indigenous, African, and Spanish cultures. Let's start our journey to discover Venezuela, the magical rough gem of South America right now. Mount Roraima, Bolívar. Located at the border of Venezuela, Guyana, and Brazil, Mount Roraima is one of the most ancient and mysterious geological formations on the planet. At over 2,800 meters above sea level, and with sheer cliffs reaching over 400 meters high, the mountain looks like a giant rock detached from the ground. Mount Roraima is a flat-topped tepui, as vast as a pristine sandstone plateau. Millions of years of erosion have created a unique topography for Mount Roraima. The summit surface is dotted with stone columns, rock cavities, small lakes, and deep dark fissures, all of which have irregular shapes. The dark gray, damp rock, sometimes covered with ancient moss, reflects the cold, humid climate typical of the area. Notable are carnivorous plants such as Helianthera nutans, predatory pitcher plant, Drosera roraimi, sticky leaf plant, and Brocchinia reducta. The animal world on Mount Roraima, although not rich in species, is very unique. The highlight is the Roraima black frog, a tiny, soft-bodied frog that lives close to the rocky ground. For the indigenous Pemon people, Roraima is the home of the great goddess Queen Pemon, who brought water to the earth and nurtured life. Roraima is considered a gate to heaven, where the boundary between the earthly world and the spirit world becomes fragile. The ecosystem on top of Roraima is a separate world, compared by many scientists to an isolated paradise. Departing from the town of Santa Elena de Huayrán in Venezuela, you will begin a 6 to 8 day trekking journey to conquer the top of Mount Roraima. The road will take you across vast grasslands, through humid tropical rainforests and over steep rocky slopes. When you reach the top, you will admire a world completely separate from the rest of the Earth. In addition, you will have the opportunity to meet and chat with talk to the indigenous Pimon people. Learn about their culture, customs, and how they live in harmony with their surroundings. Angel Falls, Bolívar. Angel Falls is located in Canaima National Park, Bolívar State, Venezuela. Angel is the highest waterfall in the world, with a height of 979 meters. Angel Falls is a rare and majestic natural wonder. The white water flows down from the 979-meter-high Ollantaytambo mountain peak, forming a giant column of water falling straight down into the valley below. Before hitting the ground, the water is blown by the wind, creating floating white mist, sparkling in the sunlight. At the foot of the waterfall is a small lake with clear water, reflecting light into shades of blue and jade. The tropical rainforest ecosystem at Angel Falls is quite diverse, with many unique species of flora and fauna. On the Ollantaytambo Plateau, carnivorous plants such as pitcher plants grow. In the forest, red howler monkeys and spider monkeys with brown fur and shrill cries often swing on vines. In the lake, at the foot of the waterfall, small tetra fish swim. They are food for birds such as the toucan with its orange and blue beak. The green tree viper hides in the branches, adding to the richness of the rainforest ecosystem. The Pimon, the indigenous community around Angel Falls, live scattered in small villages, still maintaining a lifestyle based on hunting, gathering, and small-scale farming. They make handicrafts from palm fiber and stone, both for their own use and to exchange with tourists. When you come to Angel Falls, you will see the white water pouring from the top of Ollantaytambo. See the mist shimmering through the water. You can swim in the small lake at the foot of the waterfall. Feel the cool jade water penetrate every cell. You can also walk through the forest. See red howler monkeys and spider monkeys swinging on ropes. Admire harpy eagles soaring over the cliffs. At night, stay in a Paimon tent. You will hear they tell the legend of the falls and feel close to nature and indigenous culture. Los Roques Islands. About 100 miles off the coast of Venezuela, the Los Roques archipelago stretches across the crystal-clear Caribbean Sea, comprising more than 300 islands, cays, and coral reefs. From above, the water is a mix of mint green and deep blue. Below the surface is a multi-layered coral reef where parrotfish, groupers, butterfly fish and starfish congregate in groups. The islands are mostly flat sand dunes. Some have only a few bushes of grass, a few low palm trees, and no people. Some have natural saltwater lakes inside, surrounded by broken coral reefs. The largest island is called Gran Roque, where a small village with pastel-colored houses and a marina anchored close to the bay. Near the edges of the island, flocks of seabirds glide close to the waves, drop down, and then soar up in the wind. Between the small inlets are beds of seagrass swaying in the gentle waves, where sea turtles swim quietly. The Los Roques archipelago is considered one of the best preserved reef systems in the entire Caribbean. In the shallow waters between the islands, coral reefs thrive with a variety of hard corals, such as staghorn coral, brain coral, and table coral. Countless species of reef fish, sea cucumbers, conch, crabs, and small crustaceans live among the coral structures. The clear lagoons become the egg-laying and nursery grounds for sea turtles, especially green and caretta turtles. A short flight from the mainland will take you across the Caribbean sky, landing in the crystal-clear waters of the Los Roques archipelago. You can spend the morning snorkeling, swimming with giant stingrays and groupers through colorful coral reefs. If you prefer to relax gently, you can just let yourself drift on the blue water. In the afternoon, you can set up a small shelter to rest, read books on deserted sandy beaches. At night, the sky appears with thousands of sparkling stars like an astronomical map. This is an ideal destination for those who want to explore the pristine coral ecosystem and immerse themselves in an absolutely natural space. Margarita Island, Nueva Esparta. Margarita Island is the largest island in Venezuela's Nueva Esparta state, located off the country's northwest coast in the Caribbean Sea. From a distance, Margarita Island appears in the middle of the ocean with a long stretch of white sand along the shore and low green mountains to the north. South of the island is La Restinga Lagoon, a network of canals interwoven with mangrove forests. Small boats pass through each narrow waterway, with tree roots on both sides clinging to the marshy ground. The wind blows steadily from offshore, carrying the salty smell and the scent of leaves from the coconut trees and shrubs growing close to the water's edge. The sound of waves lapping against the shore, mixed with the rustling of dry leaves in the wind, creating the peaceful sound of the wild, charming sea. On Pampatar Bay, the San Carlos de Borromeo fortress still stands tall as a witness to the time of Caribbean pirates. Looking down from the foot of the fortress is a small boat dock, where locals still sail out to sea when the water surface is still misty. At noon, the boats dock, fish, squid, and shrimp are spread on wooden racks to dry in the sun right next to the stone walkway. In the afternoon, in front of the porch, adults unload nets. Children play around the boat. From afar, the sound of tambour drums echoes in the sunset that is dyeing the sea surface golden. On Margarita Island, you can trek up Cerro Copi Mountain to see the whole island from above. La Restinga Bay, with its long mangrove forests, will bring a rare, quiet experience. You can sit on a boat and weave through the dense tree roots, listening to the sound of oars splashing in the water and the chirping of birds calling their flocks. Besides, you can also visit the ancient forts scattered around the island if you are interested in the maritime history and trade of the Caribbean region. On Kubagwa Island, you can dive to see the coral and observe the ancient shipwreck covered with moss deep under the water. Margarita Island is suitable for those who want to combine nature exploration, learning about history, and experiencing the island culture in the most authentic way. Canaima National Park, Bolívar. Canaima National Park is located on the southeastern edge of Gran Sabana, Bolívar State, near the border of Brazil and Guyana. This land is about 30,000 square kilometers wide, characterized by tepui terrain, ancient stone mountains with flat tops, vertical cliffs up to thousands of meters high. Auyan Tepui is one of the largest tepui, where Angel Falls falls from a height of nearly 1,000 meters. Water rushes straight from the mountaintop, falling freely for hundreds of meters, emitting a mist of water suspended in the air before touching the dense forest canopy below. At the foot of the waterfall is a system of rivers, lakes, and swamps, interspersed with dense tropical rainforest. In the late afternoon, the surface of Canaima Lake glows red. Rows of morishi palms cast shadows on the still, gently rippling water. The streams in Canaima National Park have amber-colored water due to the minerals in the red pebble soil. The Tepui cliffs sometimes crack into narrow crevices. Water from above flows down, melting into the forest below like thin threads. With an area of nearly 3 million hectares, Canaima National Park includes many diverse ecosystems, from dense tropical rainforests, riverine forests, to ancient sandstone caves and stalagmites. Each tepui is a separate world, where a series of endemic plants and animals have evolved in their own way. Completely different from the biome at the foot of the mountain. On the summit, you can encounter the carnivorous Heliamphora plant, rare orchids, black tepui frogs, and countless native insects found nowhere else on Earth. In Canaima National Park, the journey begins with a dugout canoe through the rainforest to get close to Angel Falls. The sound of falling water echoes in the silver mist, making you feel like you've entered a fairy tale world. On the way, you can stop to observe ancient plants, record the geological features of the Tepui Cliffs with million-year-old structures. As the afternoon falls, sit with the Paimon people around a campfire. Enjoy local food and listen to the stories, folk tales, associated with each mountain range. This is a suitable trip for those who want to approach the unique Tepui terrain, observe the pristine ecosystem, and learn directly about the indigenous culture that is gradually disappearing from the mass tourism map. Los Llanos tropical plains, Venezuela and Colombia. Spreading over 300,000 square kilometers between Venezuela and Colombia, Los Llanos is a vast tropical floodplain. In the rainy season, water covers the land, turning the grasslands into a vast sea. In the dry season, the mud recedes to reveal cracked soil and burnt gold grasslands. In the early morning, a thick mist covers the water. The sun rises, its light reflecting off the tall Moorish palms that grow sporadically across the plains. Flocks of white storks and black herons fly low over the water. In the middle of the lagoon, flamingos bend down to search for food. On the riverbank, caiman crocodiles are motionless, their bodies half submerged in the mud, their eyes half open, observing the slightest movements of their prey. In the thick reeds, giant anacondas with long bodies covered in wet blue-black scales slither silently by. On the flooded grasslands, herds of swamp deer wade cautiously step by step, their ears constantly moving. Nearby, dozens of capybaras part the grass in rows. When the dry season comes, the water slowly recedes to reveal endless stretches of golden grasslands. The ecosystem gradually changes. Herds of water buffalo, wild horses, plains deer, and countless migratory birds fill the empty space. In the afternoon, the sunset sweeps across the water, painting the plains red like an oil painting. The llaneros, the inhabitants of the plains, are the soul of this land. They live by herding and singing. Attached to horses and traditional harp music, the tropical plains of Los Llanos are the ideal place to experience a South American safari. You can ride horses through flooded grasslands, Observe flamingos foraging in the sun, crocodiles lying motionless on the riverbank, or eagles swooping down to catch prey. When night falls, you can stay in the traditional farms of the indigenous people. Here, you can join in a communal meal, listen to them tell hunting stories, and listen to joropo music played by them on a quartet or harp. The tropical plains of Los Llanos are especially suitable for those who want to observe wild animals in their natural environment. Learn how to survive in the plains, or study the culture of the semi-desert tropical people. Paria Peninsula, Sucre. The Paria Peninsula is located in northeastern Venezuela, stretching out into the Caribbean Sea, just a few dozen kilometers from Trinidad Island across a narrow strait. In 1498, on his third voyage, Christopher Columbus set foot on this peninsula and thought he had just found the entrance to heaven on earth. The tropical jungle on the Paria Peninsula stretches down to the water's edge. Tree trunks grow close to the shore, their roots clinging to the moist, sandy soil and coastal rocks. The narrow sandy beach stretches in a curved strip between the forest wall and the sea with a layer of golden sand. The waves lapping on the sandbank, leaving behind thin layers of white foam. On the misty mountain slopes, small streams flow through thick moss, along damp rocks, and then pour into pools close to the shore. In the morning, the forests on the island are covered in a thin layer of mist. Sunlight filters through the leaves, creating streaks of light on the damp ground. On the forest trails, the smell of rotting leaves, damp wood, and soft earth permeates the air. As evening falls, the sunset casts a seductive orange glow over the sea. In the forest, only the scattered sounds of birds and insects remain between the shadows of the trees, which thicken in the darkness. The Paria Peninsula is a land where jungle meets ocean, where life clings to every corner of the terrain, from the wet slopes to the coves and coral reefs. In the dense tropical rainforests, howler monkeys, small jaguars, and hundreds of species of tropical birds such as parrots, bulbuls, and sunbirds live together. Flocks of colorful tropical butterflies flutter around the rare wild orchid bushes, clinging to the tree trunks and cliffs. The sea area is dominated by clear blue waters, where coral reefs, seagrass, and small lagoons. This is the breeding ground of fish, clams, snails, crabs, and is often visited by seabirds seasonally. Paria has long been a land associated with the legend of the indigenous Warao people, a people who live on the water. They believe that the mountains here are the spirits of their ancestors, protecting the villagers from fierce sea storms. On the Paria Peninsula, you can trek through the rainforest to reach Shakarakwal Waterfall, where cool water flows from a height between the dense canopy. In the early morning, San Juan de las Galdonas Bay is an ideal place to watch the sunrise, dyeing the sea in a charming orange-yellow color. Coastal tourist routes also take you through many small fishing villages where people dry fish, weave nets, and make a living from traditional fishing. This is a suitable journey for those who want to survey the coastal rainforest. Follow the natural life cycle of the pristine tropics. Morocoy National Park, Falcon. Located in the state of Falcon, about 200 kilometers northwest of Caracas, Morocoy National Park encompasses the Caribbean Sea and dozens of small coral islands. Underneath the crystal-clear waters, colorful coral reefs lie close to the seabed. Schools of small fish weave through the coral, changing direction in unison whenever a boat passes by. On the clear blue water, small wooden boats glide slowly through the sheltered bays. The sea breeze blows continuously from offshore, carrying the salty air and the smell of dried seaweed, cooling the faces and shirts of those sitting on the deck. Along the shore, mangrove forests stretch out, tree roots intertwined in a thick network under the calm water, where seabirds gather in groups. Pelicans perch on faded wooden poles protruding from the water, their necks tucked in, their eyes staring down at the sea. Seagulls spread their wings and fly low over the waves, circling in tight groups. Near the shore, a school of dolphins swims close to the surface of the waves, occasionally jumping up and down, leaving a trail of water across the darkening bay. Small islands called cayos rise up from the sea. They have a diverse topography. Some are just a white sandbank, others are covered with scrubland close to the water. The Morocoy area was once inhabited by the indigenous Cacatíos tribes. During the colonial period, the area served as a strategic trade route between the Caribbean islands and mainland South America. The Moroccoy National Park encompasses a network of vibrant coral reefs, seagrass beds, mangrove forests, and brackish lagoons. Under the crystal-clear waters is a colorful world of tropical fish, starfish, sea urchins, and jellyfish, hidden among the branches of staghorn and brain corals. Sea turtles, especially green and caretta turtles, are often seen close to shore during the breeding season. Occasionally, bottlenose dolphins swim close to tourist boats, creating great excitement for visitors. At Moroccoy National Park, the highlight of the experience is a boat trip through the Cayos, small islands scattered in the crystal-clear waters. You can visit Cayo Sombrero to enjoy the vibrant atmosphere with food stalls, music, and water sports activities. Or choose Cayo Sol, a great place to lie on the soft white sand and listen to the waves. Some areas near the coral reef are great diving spots, where you can see tropical fish swimming close to your mask, along with turtles and even dolphins. La Tortuga Island. Located off the northern coast of Venezuela, about 170 kilometers from the mainland, La Tortuga Island appears in the middle of the Caribbean Sea. The name La Tortuga means turtle, because thousands of sea turtles used to come here to lay their eggs every year. In the 17th century, the island was an anchorage for pirates and Dutch fishermen, but today, the island has almost no permanent residents. There are no houses or roads on the island, only the constant sea breeze and waves lapping at the wide, gently sloping sand beach. Along the shore, low bushes grow scattered and rows of coconut trees stand bare, their trunks pushed to one side by the wind. The light reflects off the sea surface into patches of light blue, turquoise, and dark blue. They continuously blend and dissolve. In the afternoon, the sunset dyes the sand red-orange. The shadows of trees and people silently stretch out on the sand. In the distance, seabirds fly across the fading horizon. Without a permanent human population, La Tortuga Island has a vibrant marine ecosystem that is little affected by humans. Surrounding the island are thriving coral reefs, where tropical fish, starfish, conch, sea urchins, and many small crustaceans live among the colorful coral branches. Long, gently sloping white sand beaches are where sea turtles lay their eggs. Since La Tortuga Island does not have any hotels or commercial resorts, you can camp overnight, right on the beach like most other tourists. During the day, you can snorkel in the shallow waters around the island, kayak along the shore, or walk along the white sandbanks to observe seabirds and find shells. At night, the silvery moonlight shines on the sand, making the whole scene becomes magical and mysterious. This experience in La Tortuga is suitable for those who like outdoor camping, want to completely separate from the human world to connect with nature. Orinoco Delta, Delta Amacuro and Monagas. Located in eastern Venezuela, the Orinoco Delta covers the states of Delta Amacuro and Monagas. The delta is where the Orinoco River splits into hundreds of small branches that flow into the sea. Each branch winds through the lowlands, the water reflecting the deep blue sky and the cool green forests. Along the river, the mangrove forest is dense. Mangrove trees and reeds grow intertwined, their roots sticking to the mud surface. Otters suddenly surface and then disappear into the water, leaving small ripples that spread out into the distance. From the edge of the bank, a flock of waterfowl soars, sending clear water droplets flying into the air. Along the river branches are stilt houses built on wooden poles by the Warao people, the indigenous community living here. The Orinoco Delta is where rivers, forests, and seas blend into an ecosystem with almost no boundaries. Along the shore, mangrove forests provide shelter and nesting places for flamingos, gray herons, pelicans, and a host of native waterfowl. Deep in the brackish water is the kingdom of the Orinoco crocodile, one of the largest crocodile species in the world. Giant otters, river dolphins, and many endemic freshwater fish species also live in this area. Wetland vegetation, such as reeds, water palms, and wild coconut trees, grow thickly along the canal banks, forming green walls that filter water, retain silt, and prevent the flow from washing away the land. You can start your journey in the Orinoco Delta on a wooden boat with the Warao indigenous people. While traveling, you will hear the call of toucans echoing from the mangrove forests and see fish occasionally flicking their tails close to the boat. On the way, you can stop at floating villages to learn how to weave hammocks, make fish traps, or enjoy grilled fish with wild potatoes. When night falls, the moonlight paints a magical silver color across the water covering the delta. In the trees, thousands of fireflies light up a sparkling light. Diablos Danzantes de Yar Festival, Miranda. The Diablos Danzantes de Yar Festival takes place in San Francisco de Yare, Miranda State, in May or June, depending on the Catholic calendar. On the Feast of Corpus Christi, the small streets of San Francisco de Yar suddenly glow with the red color of ceremonial vestments and the pounding sound of traditional drums, bells, and trumpets. The air is filled with the scent of flower offerings, candle wax, and incense. Groups of dancers wearing devil masks with large horns and bulging eyes dance while shaking a string of bells around their waists, creating a chaotic and enchanting rhythm. They walk in a line through the streets to the front of the church and kneel down in unison. This is a symbolic image of the submission of sin to faith. The church bells ring as a confirmation of the symbolic purification. For the people here, dancing devils do not have an evil meaning. Each dance step, each spin is a journey from darkness back to the sacred light of humanity itself. In 2012, UNESCO recognized this festival as an intangible cultural heritage of humanity, demonstrating the strong spiritual vitality and unique cultural identity of Venezuela. Participating in the Diablos Danzante de Yare Festival, you will experience one of the most vibrant religious rituals combined with folk art in Venezuela. From early morning you will hear the drums echoing from the alleys, then witness groups of Diablos, men dressed in red, wearing colorful handmade devil masks, pouring into the streets to dance, ring bells and chant in a fast rhythm. You can follow the parade, walk past temporary altars set up on the roadside where people light candles, burn incense and hang amulets. The atmosphere is bustling and sacred, when folk and Catholic elements blend into a unique community experience. This is especially suitable for those who want to study religious culture combined with performing arts, or want to record a folk festival recognized by UNESCO as an intangible cultural heritage. Feria de la Chinita, Zulia. Held in the week around November 18th in the city of Maracaibo, Feria de la Chinita is one of the biggest and most vibrant festivals in Venezuela. The highlight is the procession of the Our Lady of Chiquinquirá, which takes place among tens of thousands of pilgrims. To the sound of church bells and the pounding of drums, the flower palanquin is carried through the main streets. People on both sides of the street light candles, scatter flowers, and sing familiar hymns. At night, the city transforms into an open-air stage with gaitas concerts, Zulia's typical folk music, resounding from the square to every residential area. Groups of folk dancers perform on the streets, attracting tourists to dance, creating an atmosphere of interweaving faith and life typical of Maracaibo. At the same time, the Encendido de la Navidad Festival of Lights lights up the entire city of Maracaibo with thousands of colored lights. At the Chinita Fair, stalls selling handicrafts, traditional dishes such as arepas, halakas, along with sports competitions and fireworks displays, create a jubilant atmosphere throughout the city. The Feria de la Chinita is not only an occasion to honor the Our Lady of Chiquinquirá, but also a moment when the Zulia community lives, sings, and believes together. A festival where faith blends with local identity. During the Feria de la Chinita, Maracaibo becomes bustling like a giant outdoor stage. As you walk down the street, you will see streams of people pouring into the city center in colorful traditional costumes, holding candles and flowers, singing songs in honor of the Our Lady of Chiquinquirá. Music resounds everywhere. Drums, church bells, mariachi music, and folk songs blend together. The Our Lady of Chiquinquirá statue is carried through the main squares, where a sea of people are clapping, cheering, and praying. Participating in the Feria de la Chinita, you will not only witness a large-scale religious ceremony, but also experience urban culture, traditional cuisine, and folk performing arts. Basilica of the National Shrine of Our Lady of Coromoto, Portuguesa. Located in the city of Guanare, Portuguesa state, in the middle of the central plains of Venezuela, the Basilica of the National Shrine of Our Lady of Coromoto is set amidst a tranquil landscape of sugarcane and cocoa fields. The structure was erected at the site of the apparition of Our Lady in 1652, when the natives were still resisting the missionary process. The shrine is a symbol of reconciliation between the natives and the Spanish, when the Christian faith finally reconciled with the native spirit. From afar, the large white dome of the shrine can be seen rising above the canopy of trees, standing out against the green of the forest. The facade of the shrine exudes a solemn look with two bell towers standing side by side. The main door is inlaid with stained glass, recreating the scene of the Virgin Mary appearing in the middle of the old forest. Inside, sunlight shines on the marble floor, creating slowly moving bands of color. In the middle is a statue of Our Lady of Coromoto made of gold-plated wood, placed solemnly on a high platform under a halo-shaped dome. Sunlight shines through the stained glass door, reflecting sparkling streaks of light on the surface of the statue. Every year on September 8th, the Festival of Our Lady of Coromoto will be held at the Basilica of the National Shrine of Our Lady of Coromoto. Thousands of pilgrims flock to the shrine of Our Lady of the Coromoto Forest, carrying flowers, candles, and prayers. The statue of the Our Lady of Coromoto was carried through the streets covered with paper flowers and white flags, amidst the crowd praying and singing. At night, candles lit up the square. Thousands of people knelt down to pray in silence. For Venezuelans, the Festival of Our Lady of Coromoto is also an occasion to unite the community, affirming gratitude to the Our Lady of Coromoto. When participating in the Festival of Our Lady of Coromoto in September, you will join thousands of believers walking or cycling through the Venezuelan countryside to Guanare. Inside, the light from thousands of candles reflects on the dome, shimmering like stars in the night sky. When kneeling at the foot of the Our Lady of Coromoto statue, among thousands of silent people, you will feel the special resonance between personal faith and the strength of the community. Iglesia de San Francisco, Caracas. Located in the heart of downtown Caracas, the Iglesia de San Francisco is one of Venezuela's oldest religious buildings, built in the 16th century by the Franciscan order. The church has colonial Baroque architecture, with yellow laterite walls, red, moss-covered tiled roofs, inside, dim light filters through narrow windows, illuminating old oil paintings of religious figures. The smell of old wood, candle wax, and incense mingles in the cool, humid air. Along the two walls are small altar niches, each with a statue of a saint. The soaring stone ceilings connect like waves, leading straight to the main altar carved from solid silver. On October 4th, the feast of Saint Francis of Assisi, the patron saint of humility and charity, is solemnly celebrated at the Iglesia de San Francisco. The most prominent is the procession of the statue of Saint Francis in the church courtyard, amid the incense and the choirs singing. The church is also a place to organize catechism classes, volunteer activities, and community education, in line with the spirit of serving people that the saint initiated. In addition to religious activities, the area around the church regularly hosts cultural and artistic festivals, such as painting exhibitions, chamber music performances, When you step into the Iglesia de San Francisco, you will immediately feel the sacred silence bearing the mark of history. Light passes through the stained glass windows. Shining on the statue of the Saint San Francisco is praying with his hands outstretched, illuminating the benevolent and noble features of his face. In the morning, you can join the locals in candlelight vigils. Don't forget to enjoy chamber music concerts, Baroque music performances, or religious art exhibitions in the church area. Gran Sabana Plateau, Bolívar. The Gran Sabana Plateau is part of the Canaima National Park, located in Bolívar State, southeastern Venezuela. The Grand Sabana Plateau has grasslands that stretch to the horizon. The savanna grass changes from emerald green in the morning to deep yellow in the afternoon. Standing out from the sea of grass are giant table mountains called tepuis. Their peaks are flat, the sunlight dyeing the vertical cliffs covered in white clouds red. Some tepuis are thousands of meters high and are the source of waterfalls such as Salto Kawi, Salto Kama, and especially Angel Falls, the highest waterfall in the world. At sunset, the last light of the day spreads across the grass, dyeing the whole plateau in deep orange and red-yellow. Night in Grand Sabana comes quickly and decisively. The temperature drops, the wind blows stronger. The sky is wide open, transparent, stars filling every space. The Grand Sabana is a sacred land for the Pemon indigenous people. They believe that the tepuis are the dwelling place of the ancient gods who created the world. According to legend, Angel Falls is where the wind god shed tears when he saw humans forget their roots. The Grand Sabana Plateau region possesses one of the oldest ecosystems on the planet. The humid climate, heavy rainfall, and isolated terrain have allowed the flora and fauna here to develop in isolation. On the top of the tepuis, or at the foot of the mountains, you can see bromeliads growing in clusters to retain rainwater. The carnivorous plant Heliamphora attracts and digests insects to survive in the poor soil conditions. The fauna here is equally rich with glass frogs, with transparent skin that reveals internal organs, butterflies, small reptiles, and many rare tropical birds such as mountain sparrows, forest flycatchers, and sunbirds. At the Grand Sabana Plateau, you can camp in the middle of the savanna and watch the Milky Way streak across the sky. You can trek to the tepui through trails through rainforests, cool valleys, and dense clouds. At the flat top of the mountain, like a stone tabletop, you can record specimens, take photos of the terrain, and access unique geological knowledge. This is a suitable trip for those who want to combine tourism.
Subscribe Sentiment Express for more excited documentaries.